Alrighty, I don't know if this is gonna work, but if it does, it could be a real game changer. So you're supposed to be able to make potato chips in the microwave. Really? Potato chips in the microwave? Every time I make things in the microwave, they seem to get soggy, and potato chips aren't supposed to be soggy, at least then you think they're stale, right? Okay, so we're gonna give this a whirl. We need to start with a regular potato, that's right. I think they recommend a russet or an Idaho or something like that, but you use whatever potato you want to give it a whirl with, because that's what I'm doing. So you want to wash your potato and dry it. Now, if you have what they call a mandolin, that's the best. But now I'm going to cut off the end because we want good sized chips. All right, now I don't have a mandolin, so I'm going to cut these really super thin, like a potato chip would be. Oh, let's see if we can do this. All right, now I'm going to cut all these up. I'm going to make them as thin as I can, and then you want to put them into cold water because you want to let the starch release out of the potato. At least that's what they say. Alrighty now, I'm going to tell you what, I got this all cut. If this works, I might be investing in one of those mandolin things. I'm just saying. Alright, so now you want to soak them for a little bit in cold water, and you can see the water's getting cloudy. Let me show you. So that's just the starch that the potatoes are releasing that they're saying you're supposed to do. Now, next we're going to take these potatoes and we're going to line them up single file on a paper towel. Like that. And we're going to let them sit for a couple of minutes and let them get really, I guess, dehydrated. You want to soak out as much water as you can. So let me just line some up here. And then we're going to put another paper towel on top of these. You know, this could be a game changer. You know, I'm not a huge potato chip eater, but you know, when I want some, I want some. So there we go. Let me line some up, and then I'm going to put paper towel down on top. So now we're going to let these really dry really well. Alrighty, next I'm going to put a little olive oil down. You can use any kind of oil, I believe, for this. I'm going to use some olive oil. Just put a little in a bowl. Now you want to brush some on a piece of parchment paper. Just a really thin coat, I guess. You just want to kind of brush it out. Now make sure you're using parchment paper, not wax paper, because we're not making wax potato chips, you know. So, let's see. Just put it like so. There we go. And we're all brushed out. Now those potatoes should be pretty dry now. Now we're going to take these potatoes and we're going to put them, again, single file onto the parchment paper. We're going to put this in the microwave for 4 minutes on one side, and then we're going to put them back in. Then we're going to flip them over and put them back in for another 4 minutes on the other side. It's kind of a lot of work here making these potato chips, but we're going to see if this works. It could be a good one. This could be a good one, guys. All right, let me get these into the microwave. And so I'll see you guys in about 8 minutes. Alrighty now, this plate's gonna be super hot. So now we wanna transfer them to a cold plate. It's been 8 minutes, so I'm hoping that this is gonna work. So while I was waiting, I set up the next tray. So the next set are drying. There we go. And we're gonna sprinkle them with just a little bit of salt, because you know we all like salt on our potato chips, you know. So we'll sprinkle them with a little salt. I'm not sure that it's actually gonna stick to them, but we're gonna try. All right, so now I'm going to set this to the side and get my next tray going, because there's not much of a snack, you know, Megan and I eat, but so I got to make another tray, and then we'll do a taste test. Alrighty now, so we're just letting them cool down a little bit, and then we're going to do a taste test, and I'm hoping that they're not too well done. I think some aren't, but I think that's why I use the mandolin, because I think they're not all exactly the same thickness, and so they cook differently. And of course, every microwave's different, but you know, if some of them taste really good, I think I would do this again. And like I said, I think I'll get a mandolin, but let's try them first. Let's not put the cart before the horse, as they say, you know. But they look good, they smell good, they look like potato chips, so we're gonna give this a whirl.